Alright guys, I'm back again, and this is a match against SchplatJR from Pokeladder. It's the first round out of 3. It's a mixed match. Here goes. I go with my Tyranitar. He goes with his Shuckle. And I know this thing's just going to be a pain in the ass the whole time, so I go for a Flamethrower. But I guess he's more special defense than physical. And he sets up Stealth Rocks, and after the Flamethrower not doing anything, I switch out to my Drapion. He goes for a knockoff. Knocks off my Life Orb. And this thing's just going to tank me for a large amount of the match. But it just becomes a pain in the ass. So I switch out my Drapion and go to my Hypno. Because I'm pretty sure it's one of those toxic Encore type ones. And it Calm Minds. His Miss Maggie is Calm Minds. I just go for the Thunder Wave to paralyze it. Hopefully get some Para-Hacks or something, or... Even though I'm pretty sure my Hypno can survive a Shadow Ball. Or whatever he decides to use, or whatever. But I switch my Hypno out to my Tyranitar, because it can take pretty much everything that a Miss Magius can use, unless it's packing Hidden Power Fighting. But because it's paralyzed, my Tyranitar can go first. And a Stabbed Crunch, or I go for the Pursuit thinking he'd switch. I should have just crunched, but the Pursuit kills him anyway, so that works. And he sends out his Breloom, so I just Flamethrower it. And I was surprised that I was faster. But going back and looking at Breloom's stats, they're usually not too fast, so it was probably like a speed tie or something. And he spores me, so I'm pretty sure. I don't know, because he's got so few health, he can't sub, so I think he might Focus Punch or something, and he just goes for the Leech Seed. So I'm not really sure what it was, but the Sandstorm kills it before he can heal from poison. He goes to his Flygon, and this Flygon made me ask some questions. Because of the amount of damage it did, I thought it might be banded. So, I was thinking the next time he switches in, I have something that's faster. And he switches to his Milotic. And I'm just going to keep Drapion in to get some damage on this thing. I go for another Night Slash, maybe hope for a crit because I have Sniper. But he surfs and kills me because I don't get the crit. But now he can't get Leech Seed. So I go to my Celebi, and I set up Stealth Rocks, because I know even if it has Ice Beam, it shouldn't do that much. But it does a lot, so I'm thinking it's a special attack, like max special attack one, and not like a wall. But I know I can, it puts me at exactly half, so I don't know if he got a max damage one or whatever, but I don't want to take the chance. So I switch up to my Hypno. Hypno just eats that Ice Beam for breakfast, because my Hypno's awesome like that. And I'm pretty sure I'd be faster. So I go for a Wish, because I know I can live whatever he throws at me. And he tries to Hypnosis me, because he forgot about Sleep Claws, and I was like, did you forget about Sleep Claws? He's like, oh man, I totally forgot. I was like, yeah, it almost cost you the match there. He goes, oh, I did it before. I was like, yeah, you're just lucky I have insomnia. But it kind of worked in his favor. But I go for Thunder Wave as he switches out, and he goes to his Flygon. And I'm pretty sure I can take whatever he throws at me. Because I was just going to see if he's banded or not. He U-turns. And it does a lot of damage. I mean, a lot. Like 3/4 of my HP, even though I'm a defensive Hypno. And I'm like, I asked him, I said, is that thing banded? He goes, yeah, I think so. So I go for Reflect to null some physical damage. I'm pretty sure I can survive whatever he uses. He goes for a Psycho Cut, maybe thinking I was going to switch, but it doesn't do anything to Hypno, and I just Thunder Wave his Absol. And now that I'm faster, I can try to survive and just heal up. He goes for a Superpower. I don't know why. And I live with 1 HP, which kind of sucked, because now I'm not going to get my wish, but I get killed by Sandstorm. But Hypno did a good job in this match. So I go to my Blaziken, because I know if he switches out to his Flygon, I should be faster. And he switches out to his Flygon. And I go for the Thunder Punch, thinking maybe he'd switch back into the Milotic to surf me or something. But he makes a good play and goes into Flygon. And I switch out to my Tangrowth, fearing an Earthquake. But he Stone Edges, which was surprising. I was pretty sure he'd Earthquake, but he Stone Edges. And it does a lot to my Tangrowth, because he gets a crit. But I know he can't really do anything to me, and he switches out to his Shuckle as I go for a Sleep Powder, because I was trying to sleep that Flygon because it's a pain in the ass. I end up sleeping his Shuckle, so maybe I can get some free damage on it. I go for the Leech Seed to get some recovery, maybe hoping he'd switch. And if he doesn't, it just means I'm going to wither down his Shuckle. Unless it turns out to be like a Rest Shuckle, which I haven't seen a lot lately, but I know they're out there. I just knock off his leftovers, because my Tangrowth's not going to do a whole lot of damage. And I get some more recovery. So he switches out and goes to his Milotic. As I go for a Power Whip, and it misses. If I would have hit that Power Whip, his Milotic would be dead. But I'm pretty sure my Tangrowth can survive. I'm not 100% sure. And he Ice Beams. And gets a crit. And I'm pretty sure that mattered, considering how much HP and defense my Tangrowth has. He's got some good special defense too, so I don't know, that's kind of surprising. He gets a lot of crits in this match. So I Grass Knot, thinking it's not a defensive one, and it turns out it's not defensive, and it just dies to the Grass Knot. So he sends out his Flygon. And I know I can't live anything, so I go to my Tyranitar. And he U-turns. And it does a lot, so and he gets a crit again. And these crits just screwed me. But I guess it's karma getting me back for the crits I got against other people. Especially that match with Grover where it was a ton of crits on my part. So I guess it's just karma biting me in the ass. So I switch out to my Blaziken and go for the Stone Edge. I should have just done that in the first place, but I wanted to save my Blaziken. He goes back into his Flygon. I'm pretty sure I'm faster, but he ends up getting the Earthquake off, and I'm like, the hell, there's no way he's faster. I'm Scarfed, I have max speed, and I'm timid. There's no way. There's no way. And I'm Jolly, and he goes, and I'm like, there's no way. Are you Scarfed? Because he goes for another Earthquake. I'm like, are you Scarfed? Because I thought he was Banded. And he goes, yeah, I'm Scarfed. I was like, but you said you were Banded. And he's like, oh, well, I don't know. And I was like, it made me think that, I don't know, maybe he salved it, or he got it from someone who salved it, and they put more EVs in than what you can, or something. Because there's no way it did that much, and was still faster than my Blaziken. But it doesn't really matter. So I just recover on the switch, and I'm back to full HP again. And I know I can live whatever he uses. He goes for a Sucker Punch. And I should have just Leech Seeded just because that Sucker Punch does a lot. And I just Grass Knot and kill it. And he goes back out to his Flygon. And I should have... I don't know. I should have recovered against the Absol or something. But he won. Good game. Splat Jr. I know it was pretty haxy. But it was a good game. Rate, comment, subscribe, guys.